Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you know that music is the universal language. It's an expression of power, of emotion, of passion. And I'm so glad to be joined by a brother by the name of Khari Frazier, who just impacts individuals, empowers them, and uses the method and mode of hip hop to do that. Brother Khari Frazier.
What's going on, sir?
Glad to have you, man.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be here. Just kicking it with you, man. And you got a great venture that you have going on. Follow the leader, man, and general population. We will definitely want to get into that, as well as just what you do with hip hop right here in the city of Detroit, what you do in the community to impact, especially our youth. Tell me what Follow the Leader is all about and just what you're doing here in the city.
Well, Follow the Leader is a high school leadership workshop where I use a lot of the things that I've learned through creativity. The artistry I use is hip hop. That's what I've always loved, but it's other artists that are a part of this too. Visual artists, poets, directors, people that write plays, and we interact with a lot of high school students basically on things about how we see and how we reflect off our community and how we want to engage our community, how we want to work with the people in our families and our schools, our friends. It asks a lot of questions. It poses a lot of real life situations. The exercises are really cool. I think it gives a chance for students to interact on a different level around topics that they may not necessarily discuss so much at the lunch table, and definitely not in classrooms, but are close to heart.
Right. And since you are able just to dialogue and just connect with these young people, with just our youth today, and just what are your thoughts? What are your feelings as you have a pulse of the young people? What are the deep issues that they have? What are they crying out for? What do they want? What's the change that they're looking for?
Well, for one, I think that with every young person, just like the old people, it's many issues. I think one of the number one things is opportunity. We're seeking opportunity, and I know that seems very vague. A lot of people may say that, but at the same time, it's opportunity to have more, to succeed, to feel as though this is a place wherever they're at, whether it's Metro Detroit or Los Angeles, or even if they're in Africa, that this is the place that they can reach the skies and past the skies if that's where they're planning on going. So to reach that opportunity, it comes like the infrastructure, and it also comes to self-esteem. It's a lot of inner help that's needed, and also a lot of external factors that they may not necessarily have control over, but have to know what's happening and how to get access to it. So a lot of young people right now that I interact with are those people that are kind of like me, and many of the people that are older and maybe their parents, trying to find a way, level ground in what's going on around us and really know their purpose and see their purpose.
That's powerful, brother. Of course, I can drop names on you: Jeezy, Yeezy, Weezy, Jay-Z, and Jeezy.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, brother, what's your thoughts? What's your feelings on the state of hip hop? You know, just in these days and these times, just right now. What's your thoughts? What's your feelings on it?
I love it. I've always loved it. I think that right now it's a very unique time as far as when it comes to commercial music. And when I say commercial music, like what you would turn on and see commercials played with, like BET and MTV, because it's not selling like it was. The whole music industry right now is not as popular as it once was. People aren't buying records. So because people aren't buying records, it's causing two reactions, I personally feel. So it's causing some people to react like, okay, let me change myself to try to get as much attention as I possibly can. And it's also causing another group of people to say, let me just keep it as real as I possibly can, and let me talk about things that I generally wouldn't talk about on records. So we get some better expressions of what true self is in a lot of the music. So we can get some J. Cole's, we can get some Wale's. But on the same flip side of that, J. Cole and Wale will, flip and give you a song that they think you'll like. And people won't gravitate to it. But people will gravitate to the song that nobody expects people to like. So right now it's very interesting, it's very unique. It's a great time if you're an artist. I think it's the worst time ever if you're a business person.
Yeah, it's definitely the business end of the whole music industry. Just especially my man and my brother, because I know you've been connected to Eminem, I know you've been connected to Proof, and just many of the Detroit hip hop artists as well. What are just some of your thoughts on that, especially just some of the things that you may have learned and just being in the studio, kicking it in the lab, whatever the case may be?
Well, one of the coolest things about a lot of the Detroit hip hop community is it's camaraderie there. It's rough because it's such a masculine and aggressive industry in the sense of where we put it in our minds. I personally feel like a lot of us. It's a lot of us that feel as though it's only room for one person. As though like a Highlander mentality. I don't know how many people watch that show, but like there can only be one. Right. So because of that, we have a lot of bickering amongst each other from time to time. Sometimes bickering, as we've seen, has become violence. That violence has become death, murder, in definitely unfortunate circumstances. But overall, and withstanding that, it's great to see the journeys of men and women that you've known for years continue on and see their artistry grow. You know, I'm running into guys and they have children, and I see their sons rapping, and I see their daughters rapping, or I can see what's connecting with their little brothers and their little sisters, and it's great, I personally think. But just due to sometimes where we may want to go with it, it's kind of rough. You know, it's kind of rough. For many of the people to get along with each other, as far as in the city of Detroit, with hip hop and many other things. But I personally see a better day coming for Detroit hip hop because it's not crabs in a bucket. We can all be where we want to be. It's all based upon how we can work with each other.
Right. And just that whole art form and just the whole expression and genre of hip hop, we all know it's been demonized, it's been put down, it's been thrown aside and cast aside. But one thing I like that you're doing, you're using this genre of music and combine it with the message. You got a message in the music. I just want you just to share just a little bit of the poetry. Just drop a little hot 16 for us, man. Just give us something.
Okay, and I remember you were saying that, so
right.
I'm going to the new stuff. Okay. This is new stuff. It got scratch outs on it and everything, you know.
Give us that hotness, brother. Give us that heat, man.
Let's see what we got. And this is a new project I'm working on. It's gonna be called Broken English Ideologies, and I think it's probably pretty cool. It's gonna be kind of, you know, a different one. But here's one. Kids looking up to me, I don't know what to tell them. Ain't no options out here cause Detroit done failed them. So I try to just listen and offer them some love when they make a bad decisions. And though I wish things was different, hard for me to justify still living where I'm living, doing what I'm doing and getting what I'm getting. In Detroit skies, I could clearly see a ceiling with the old thoughts and past ideas of assembly lines and unionized men. Everything that's left for the past 40 years, what politicians say they can bring back here. And I want to believe, but it's hard when you see a college grad options just like a GED. I question historians and hustlers, the poor and the rich, people that make things happen and the ones they spend. So that was the one that it just kind of split to. So so it landed on there.
Hey, y'all see it. It's raw, it's real, but he's giving you righteous rhymes. My man, Khari Frazier. Just quickly tell us how we can get in touch with you, how we can connect with you. I've had you in my school, and I've had you talk to the kids. I've been a part of your workshops and your programs, whether it's in the churches, whether it's in the communities, whether it's in school. How can we get in touch with you and just get involved with what you're doing? Give us a website, something, brother.
Okay, generalpopulation.org. It's spelled like you read it. You know, generalpopulation.org, GeneralPopulation.org, or you can just simply reach out from there and call me. I mean, you can access me, I should say, on Facebook or whatever. You know, I'm an easy person to get at. I'm not real hard to catch up with.
Absolutely. So that's what I want you to do, generalpopulation.org.
Yep.
My man, Khari Frazier, I'm Eddie Connor. This is the Kicking It With Connor video blog where we just give you inspiration, empowerment, whatever the case may be. You can move your life forward, and that's what it's all about. We're blessed to be a blessing, and this brother just blessed us just right now. Peace out. Keep it easy. Eddie Connor, Khari Frazier. Be empowered.